DH. I expect 100% to see a DH from Foggy, and most likely, I feel like with an Archer opening, DH is a stronger pick, so I expect to see a DH from Neutron as well.
Yeah, what do you favor, if anything, in this?
Hang on, once I have to mute Discord. Discord is going crazy for me right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Neutron insisted on using this color, which not exactly the same that I could find in Craftboard, but somewhat similar, I guess. I guess it's yeah, because Foggy's blue. We can see enough a difference. Who's speaking with Stud? It's Lado with me on a call.
Oops, sorry. I need to figure out which channel is going crazy and mute it.
What do you mean?
Anyway, one of my channels on Discord keeps going bling bling bling.
Are you getting messages? Hey, you didn't turn off all notifications? Mistakes were made.
I know. I thought I did. Here it is.
Yeah, people love to spam, especially if they know that like you're hearing it and it's annoying you.
Yeah. Okay, I got it. So what was your question? What do I favor?
Yeah, like, well, in this case, we're seeing Keeper against Keeper, but I was gonna say if we see, like, Demon against Keeper or something.
So we do see Keeper against Keeper. I think Demon is really strong against Keeper. A lot of people are favoring this Keeper just because Keeper gives you a little bit more of a map control. My personal opinion is I like going Demon Hunter against Keeper. I feel like it's strong. The mana burn, you're able to just kind of right-click the Keeper, drain all his mana, and after the Keeper has no mana, he sucks. He's essentially an Archer with hero statistics. It's but we do end up seeing the Keeper opening. So most likely, what we'll end up seeing is still opening up into bears. They're both going to kind of scout each other out because, as I mentioned, there is a lot of different things that you can do in this Night Elf mirror. So after they scout each other out, they're going to have to decide how to proceed. We still could see them transition into like a mass hunts. As I mentioned on this map, mass hunts isn't bad, and you do still see it every now and then from high level. It's rare. Usually you see people end up transitioning into bears or something. But I wouldn't be surprised to see them transition into mass hunts. So Neutron, we see him teching, and Foggy teching too. So we are most likely going to see them just go into bears like normal, which really surprises me that they're going Keeper first if they were deciding to go bears. I feel like the DH into bears is a lot stronger than Keeper into bears.
Yeah, they probably won't go into bears, will they?
I think they will.
Really? But then you retrain for thorns or no?
Maybe way later on.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I mean, even in this matchup, you can do a pretty strong Archer push at tier 2. Now, usually when you see that Archer push, it's two differing strategies, right? It's one player who's trying to tech tier 3, and then one player tries to push their unit advantage on the other player. So I don't expect to see like a really strong tier 2 Archer push or something like that. But
he's gonna creep that really in the top left? Oh my god.
So this is a really cool creep route from Neutron. So one thing about that Entangle is the Entangle ability on the heroes, and all abilities as a whole. The creeps, they get magic resistance when the creep hits level 6.
Yeah.
So
but this one is level 5, so it does more, right?
Exactly. So what that means is those level 5 creeps is it's the entire duration of the Entangle plus the entire damage of that Entangle. So you're able to pull that creep out, get the entire duration of the Entangle, and it's basically a free level 5, not free, but it costs 75 mana for the Entangle. But it's essentially a free level 5 creep and a pretty big item. So and he ends up getting that. He ends up getting the Vitality, and we see a little skirmish. They're essentially just trading Entangles, trading Archers.
No, the value from these detonates has been insane. The first detonate here from Neutron, remove the Entangle on his Wisp, drain mana from the Keeper, and also detonated on one of the Treants. And the second one, same thing, like remove the Entangle on one of the Archer and landed on one of the Treants.
That is an insane value. Those Wisps are MVP Wisps. Usually when you're going for those Dispels, you're trying to dispel the Entangle and hit the hero. So, and usually if you do that, that's a good Dispel. That's a very strong Dispel. If you end up hitting a tree with that Wisp as well, I mean, it's just off the charts value. High value Dispel.
Neutron's going improved bows for the Archer. And he's starting a tree at the bottom right, so... Muffy called it in the chat. He knew that was going to happen. Good job, Buffy. Good job. And Foggy, on the other hand, looks like he's just getting the Ancient of Wonders for now. Oh, he's getting improved bows as well, so he might just make the expansion on location, I guess.
And Foggy is bringing 2 wisps over from the right. Again, these are kind of protection wisps to dispel just in case he gets jacked, but also to secure an expansion if that's what he ends up doing. And we see in the bottom right-hand side, Neutron is throwing up a tree. So we are going to see a macro game here. And we see 6 archers plus 2 heroes on Neutron's side. And on Foggy's side, we see the same, 6 archers, 2 heroes. And we see the expansions are going to come up between the time that they finish building and entangling. Both of those expansions are going to come up at almost the exact same time.
So where do we go from there? Oh, he's getting a Huntress Soul. What do you want to add to your composition when you have this many archers like this?
So, in what I would go bears, but really you can see anything. If they want to go for a strong push on the other person's expansion, you could even see like an archer dot push. But again, with that archer dot push, you usually end up you usually do a demon hunter naga. You don't usually see that with keeper alchemist. You could see bears. Bears are really strong for the roar and rejuvenation, keeping that alchemist alive. We could even see mountain giants, to be honest. Mountain giants, as I mentioned on Lost Temple, with maps with that fountain of health, mountain giants are strong just because you have a way to heal them. So really, it's up to the player what they want to do. So right now I'm scouting to see Hunter's Halls. So we do see a Hunter's Hall in Foggy's base. It's almost finishing, which is indicative of him going lores. We do not see a Hunter's Hall in Neutron's base. So we might see 2 different unit compositions here. Neutron is doing cool. Oh, I love this. So Neutron staffed in, casted those trees. He's trying to cancel the expansion, but Foggy was really smart. Brought the wisps in.
Yeah.
Remo would be very, very happy. You always see Remo say, if you're Night Elf and you're building an expansion, bring a couple extra wisps so that you can defend that expansion. Foggy did just that. He detonates those trees, saves his expansion, and both of these expansions, it looks like, are going to get
Dude,
up.
this matchup is a bit of a clown fiesta. Like, wisps all over the place, detonating trains and stuff. It's kind of crazy. Foggy's Expo actually took a lot of damage here. I wonder if there could be a sapper attempt, but obviously, like, he's got his army on the way, so he would be able to intercept, I think, a lot of the time.
So we do see, if you look at Foggy's Hunter's Hall, he is getting 1/1 upgrades for his archers. So this is turning into a mass archers, which it looks like we're going to see mass archers from both sides, which this is kind of a, I don't want to call it a common strategy, but you definitely do see it. So yeah, I'm looking for any other bases. We see more wisps being produced on Foggy's side. Neutron is going tier 3, kind of interesting. Neutron only has 1 wisp on his expo. And
what would you go tier 3 for? Orb?
The archer upgrade and orb are the main things. Yeah, so, and we see the roar scroll being popped from Neutron. He's getting that +4 damage on every single one of those archers. And Foggy's going to say, all right, I'm just going to back up. I don't want to fight against that roar scroll. And that's going to open up access for Neutron to get the ogre. Take this middle creep camp, which is like the only non-symmetrical thing on this map. So big item here. He could get, and that's one of the best. Jago Endurance, increased attack and movement speed. Probably the best item he could have gotten in this situation.
Yeah, evasion as well for the alchemist is pretty nice, I think. Whereas on the other side we got vampiric aura. Like, I guess this train's gonna be happy for the time that they're in the game. Some big acid bomb being used. I mean, they both got healing spray anyway. Wisp gonna get entangled. It's gonna force the detonate there. Second one's gonna get targeted very nicely here by Neutron. He's kind of chasing Foggy back right now. He's got way more archers. Way more.
Ton more archers. And I actually don't even know how that is. So Foggy produced a lot more wisps than Neutron did. I'm not sure how he has so many more archers than Foggy.
Foggy went for upgrades way earlier. Like he's 1/1.
That is true.
He gave up units for that. I think Neutron crept more. Simple as that. Especially like it started well with that top left-hand side still. But he was forced to TP out.
Sorry, go ahead. Yes, exactly. So Neutron does TP out, but That's not really a bad thing. So he got that middle creep item. He's going to TP out, grab the orb on his keeper. That keeper is going to do so much damage in the next fight. And as that is happening, Foggy started his tech to tier 3, so he's about 10-15% on his way to tier 3 for the same reasons, to get access to the orb and that tier 3 archer upgrade.
He's gonna get marksmanship way earlier, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, literally, it's about to finish. I think he might just go for a fight.
And we also see another AOW being produced here.
He has 9 archers against 6-7 archers.
Yeah.
This is gonna be so hard for Foggy to fight this, I think.
Neutron should really run over here and grab a heal scroll or an invul pot before he pushes this.
And he didn't bring wisps either, but he got orb.
Yeah, the orb is going to do a ton of damage. Something to look out for in this fight is watch how he micros his keeper. When you have orb on your keeper, you kind of want to like hit 2 or 3 units separately, spread out the damage on that orb, and then start focusing units with the orb to be able to take out those units one by one. So I'm kind of interested to see if he individually micros every single hit of that keeper, which in theory that's what you want to do, or if he's just going to go for straight focus fire.
He brought the Shredder as well. And there's a greater healing on that Alchemist of Foggy here, who's almost level 4. Although, like, same thing for Neutron pretty much, who doesn't have wisps on the other side of the map. So there should be some advantage here for Foggy. He's got a Moonwell in the back as well to reinforce.
And greater healing potion on that Alchemist. Neutron spent the first, like, 3 volleys of arrows or so focusing that Alchemist, and that Alchemist is saying, come at me, bro. I got a greater healing potion. I don't really care. And I like this play by Neutron. He's backing up into the health fountain and saying, okay, if you want to fight me in the health fountain, I'll fight you in the health fountain. And Foggy is saying, I'll take that fight.
I think by the end of this game, there's not going to be any trees left on the map. What then? I guess then it's time to retrain, you know?
Yeah. So, yeah. And you go Thornzar to counter the Alchemist auto attacks.
Oh, he's going for the Keeper! The Keeper of Foggy was a little bit deep.
And no TP.
Yeah, he can't transfer the greater healing, but then the Alchemist will be exposed. Uses Shadow Melt, but there is a Wisp at the lab. Wait, why is he not scanning? What the heck? What? I'm so confused by these fights, dude.
Yeah, I don't know why he didn't scan there either. But he is going to get 2 picks, and Neutron is in a very strong position right now. Extremely, extremely strong. And all the while, Neutron is in a strong position, but check out Foggy. Building an AOW and a tree in the middle.
Yeah, again, I feel like he's picking the wrong time to go full moon.
Yeah, and not only that, he invested in that Shredder. That Shredder is essentially worth 3 archers, more or less. And 3 archers is a lot of damage, especially when you're talking about 2 damage upgrades on one side, and we are looking at 2-1 on the other side. So 2-1 for Foggy, and 2-0 for Neutron.
Keeper of Neutron's actually getting caught a bit. But he goes for the gold mine, I like that. It's easier to kill.
Yeah, he just wants to delay that income. And so Neutron is doing what I said earlier by kind of separating those auto attacks. He kind of hit four or five different archers with that Orb of Venom, which does about 60 damage over time. And then he started focusing the Keeper, trying to get that Keeper to back up a little bit. And he's going to force that Greater Healing Potion and then TP out.
Shouldn't they carry Dust at this point?
Yeah, they should. Or at least have a Wisp at the lab. And we do see a Wisp at the lab.
Yeah, Neutron has a Dust, actually.
Yeah.
But Foggy didn't here.
A lot of times with archers have so little HP, it's hard to hide them in time because these archers will die in about 2 volleys. So hiding them isn't really worth it. It's just more worth it to get that 1 extra attack out of them because it takes about 1.5 seconds or so to get the hide. And in that 1.5 seconds, the archer will end up dying. So it's at this point in the game when you're talking about these 50 food armies with upgrades and orbs and high-level heroes, it's almost not worth it to hide archers because it's more worth it to focus your attention on other micro decisions. And like I said, that archer is most likely going to die anyway, so you may as well just get that 1 or 2 extra attacks out of the archer.
A player's forces are under attack.
Yeah, Foggy's coming in from behind here to try and defend that location. A single bear was made here for war.
I love that. And you see he has no upgrades on that bear, so that bear is solely for roar at this point.
Yeah, he just got a death just now. But
now,
they're
okay,
both
so,
getting +3 attack on archers. Like, this is insane.
Yeah, this is Archer Wars. I'd almost like to see like a 3rd hero, like a panda. I doubt we'll see it because the panda dies so quickly. But
yeah,
It'd be fun to
And
see.
also, it can't really be leveled. I mean, there's not much creep left, but the ones that they are on the right side.
Yeah, you can solo. You buy a panda, solo
Latest
this. That
forces
essentially
are
gets him
under
level
attack.
3. But we aren't going to see that. He's going to just instead go for that 5/5, which arguably 5/5 is a lot stronger than having a level 3 panda. Oh, and a great item again. So he's going to have 2 massive auras supporting his army. Neutron is in a very, very strong position. He's playing this game really, really well.
And he's gonna have 2 auras plus roar. Which...
these are
Oh, Foggy's going for true shot.
The town is under siege.
Foggy is getting a priestess. Yeah, okay, so we do see a priestess. I've seen him do this on stream before. I wouldn't be surprised with all these upgrades already.
Oh,
taking
he
place.
got a lore. I'm sorry. It's there.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't be surprised to see a priestess come out from Neutron's side either. You'll see he's sitting at 75 out of 80 food.
He's getting a
He needs
giant
5 food left.
to tank everything at the front. On the fountain
Right.
map, it makes a lot of sense.
There we go. So we're finally seeing my my beloved mountain giants, and he's getting
Well,
the
one. I think he's gonna get just the single one. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he's so. If you clicked on the lore, he actually had the I forget what it's called. It's the upgrade that makes him take less damage from physical attacks. So he had that one upgraded.
Hardened skin, right?
Hardened skin, that's right. So he had hardened skin going, and then he canceled it, and he's getting resistant skin first instead of hardened skin. Meaning that's what that means is he's expecting his mountain giant to get entangled.
Yeah.
And what that will do is that it reduces the entangled duration by like 70% or something. I forget what exactly it does, but it makes him take much less damage, and it reduces the duration of that entangle by a lot. But that mountain giant is going to take full damage from these archers. So if Foggy decides to focus this and realizes that it doesn't have that hardened skin upgrade, that mountain giant will fall pretty quickly because it doesn't have the upgrade yet. But we see the roar scroll coming out, and we're going to see a massive fight. And the DPS, we see a 10 food supply from Neutron starting this fight. We see the roar advantage, we see aura advantage coming out. We see
And both the
orb on that
bottom
priest.
and the keeper have an orb, by the way.
Yeah,
There's so
this
much,
is
so much damage on both sides. To be honest.
Yeah, this is scary to micro. We see the Alchemist already being forced back. I expect to see a heal spray coming out here very quickly from Foggy. There it is.
Very nice rejuvenation on the alchemist here.
Yeah, that 400 HP is going to come in handy. Heal sprays coming out on both sides. And that mountain giant, did you see how quickly that mountain giant fell? Without the hardened skin upgrade? My goodness.
He does stab the bear that he had there. Alchemist in a bit of trouble. Gonna spam one more single acid bomb. Potom trying to put in some work. Keeper's kind of trapped. Oh my god, he's stuck.
He is getting trapped. Oh, and he gets entangled. We do still see a heal scroll on that Alchemist, so the Alchemist won't fall quite yet. But he's kind of jockeying his position, trying to get behind that AOW, make use of that AOW. We do see a heal scroll being popped by Neutron, regenerating all of that damage that was done by the Orb of Venom. Rejuvenation, and a bear coming out from Foggy. Oh, and the Alchemist is getting super low, and the Alchemist ends up falling. That was a pretty big mistake from Foggy there. And that Priestess level 1 is going to die as well. 2 heroes fall. Oh my goodness. That was some great focus fire coming out from Neutron. Now, Foggy just sitting here with just a Keeper, and that Keeper's getting entangled, focused. Keeper's going to fall, and that's going to be GG. That has to be GG.
Oh my god, and the keeper TP'd at the last second from Neutron. What a sick fight!